So committed action is when we actually set out a plan and get on our way on the journey. So what's actually the smartest way of doing that? Stay tuned. So in my third week, and things are going pretty well, actually. There's ups and downs. You might have noticed that my written blog has really in big delay, right? It's really not happening. My videos are like regular as clockwork. My blog, sound podcasts are regular as clockwork, but the blogs have taken not past the first week, I don't think. So what do I learn from that? Well, I learned that, some things fall away. Not everything is possible. And as we go through this process, I will be adding other stuff and probably things will be falling by the wayside. Important thing is not to get too frustrated about it, is to stay flexible, to hold these things lightly and understand that I can always come back to that another time. There's probably lots of reasons why I'm not sitting down and churning away out at that blog. It takes a lot more effort for me to do that, a lot more time. And, I set myself a massive challenge. And not everything is possible. And so at the beginning, I started to get a little bit frustrated about that. And as time went on, I've kind of left it by the wayside. But it's still there in my head that I should possibly come back to it at a later date. Nothing yet is lost. So today I want to talk about, setting down that plan, understanding what I believe is one of the better ways of putting down our goals. And as usual, I take it from some of my books, and this book is Committed Action and Practice. We've visited this book before, and it's very useful for me. So basically, the way I like to look at it is by using SMART goals. Now, SMART goals has a number of different versions, and I'll be using the version from this book. But first, before we get into actually what SMART goals are, I think it's really important that I start with my values. And I visited that last week. Understanding the values, understanding what's important to me, understanding why I'm doing this, what it's really serving is very, very important, because that's where the energy is coming from. That's where the motivation is coming from. And so as we discovered, one of my main values for doing this is contributing. I want to contribute to people's well-being, to make lives higher quality for other people. But it's also serving my value of learning. This is a learning process for me, as every day is new. Every day is something to learn. Every day something new is happening, and I'm kind of learning what to do, and I'm also learning maybe what not to do. It's also serving my value of curiosity, because this is a new process. I'm venturing into the unknown, and of course that feeds into my value of adventure as well. A little bit of an excitement, adventure. And as we discovered the other day, there's also play involved in this. So I'm trying to enjoy this in the best way that I possibly can. So now getting to the SMART goals, and it's important to really emphasize at this point when we're talking about goals that the size of commitment does not determine its importance. I think I spoke about that the other day. Rather, the execution of a committed action of any magnitude is a marker of success. And that's really important. We can't start getting all disappointed. Oh, I didn't do it, and it's only did a little bit. I didn't do very much. Any movement whatsoever in a change of behaviour is a marker of success. So the S in SMART goals is about being specific. So as I'm the subject of this experiment, my specific goal is to come out with a online teaching course. That's pretty specific. It will be measurable because there will be, well, when I first started, I don't have my online teaching course. But by the end of this, I hope to have a measurable course which you can actually see. It will have videos, it will have whatever it is that is involved, and it'll be measurable that we can actually count it and see it in front of us. It's an attainable goal because I have the education, I have the experience, I'm able to do this. I have all the technology that's involved. There's nothing missing in any technical matters or educational matters or experiential matters that will prevent me from actually doing this. So that covers that bit of being attainable. It's relevant because it's relevant to my experience and what I want to do in my contribution. It's not something that's completely out there and not relevant to anything. So this is very relevant, my online teaching course and contributing to the well-being of others. And the T in SMART is time-bound. I've given myself a 12-week challenge, and that is my time that I'm bound by in order to do it. Maybe we'll talk tomorrow a little bit about Parkinson's law and how time can be played with. And that might be interesting for you as well. So just to go over these SMART goals again, the S is to be specific in your goal. M is to be measurable in your goal. A is that it's attainable. R, that it's relevant. And T, that it's time-bound. So that is the direction I'm taking. It's serving the values of what's important to me and what matters to me. And it's covering all these parts of being a SMART goal. Hope that was useful for you.